How are you guys? Seem like a fun crowd. All right, we'll find out. I was doing a show last weekend in upstate New York. Wasn't fun. I was complaining about being in America. I do that at times. And this guy from the crowd was like, if you don't like it here, why don't you just go back to India? And I was like, I'm from Bangladesh. Yeah. And he said, wasn't that part of India before 1948? I'm like, oh my God. A racist was well versed in the history of colonialism? That's crazy, dude. I was so happy, but also scared. I'm like, they're reading up on us now? That's kind of nice. I am from Bangladesh. I got my green card a few months ago. Pretty excited about that. Oh, thanks. Thank you. Thanks so much. It changed me completely, you know. I jaywalk now. Yeah, if you see a brown guy jaywalk, he has papers for sure. 100%. You know, it changed me. Like I have conservative thoughts now. You know, the day I got my green card, I Googled where's my tax money going. I was curious. I'm like, where is it going? Do I really know? Let me look into it. You know? I have a friend who's still on a work visa. You know, he sent me this article that read that the U.S. government is going to issue less green cards from next year. He's like, that's crazy, right, Shafi? We should protest. I'm like, you should protest. I'm chilling. It's my country. You know, I can't protest against my country. That's crazy. I moved to the U.S. for college, and yeah, one more person. They're like, yeah, I also did. I can see you, so I'm not gonna interact with you at all. But thanks for being here. I appreciate it. I was walking to the show and I saw a homeless guy outside blasting house music, which I thought was ironic. Yeah, some of them are pretty short. Some of my jokes are like one-parters. There's no second part to that. Yeah. I had to open a bank account when I moved to the US. And first week in college, Bank of America was on campus. And I opened an account with them because they were Bank of America. My friends made fun of me. They're like, no, there are other banks. I'm like, yeah, I didn't know. They're Bank of America. If someone was like, I'm Bank of America, I'm like, yeah, here's all my money. You're the bank. It's like when you're a kid and you're trying to look up boobs, you go to boobs.com. That's the Bank of America. They have good SEO. I don't know. When you're in Vegas and you want to go to a strip club and you see strippers of Vegas, you go in. You don't wait for J.P. Morgan strippers and co. No one's... Well, let's find if there's others, you know? Just go in. I didn't like the air quality reports that came out a few days ago, you know? Because they're like comparing the air of New York City is worse than Dhaka, Bangladesh. I'm like, we didn't want to shout out. We didn't want to be the measuring stick for your shitty air. We didn't volunteer for this. We don't do that in Bangladesh. When we see cloudy water, we're never like, this water is dirtier than Flint, Michigan. You know, like, what are we doing? Stop comparing us. We don't want it. This is what I think we should do with climate change. We should solve it, right? But a lot of corporations nowadays are like throwing buzzwords at us. You know, they're like, we're gonna go carbon neutral by 2030. Have you heard this? We're gonna go carbon neutral by 20. But they're not decreasing their pollution. What they're doing is planting trees in Indonesia and doing like weird carbon math. They're like, it's neutral now. I'm like, how does that help? You didn't solve anything else like that, you know? You catch Ted Bundy, like, you killed 30 people. He's like, yeah, but I fathered 30 children in Brazil. You know, like, it's life neutral right now, life neutral. 31 is coming out. I'm giving more than I'm taking. Kind of a hero. Kind of a hero. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm a C-section baby. You're looking at a C-section baby. Take it in. Take it in. It would be weird if you could tell. Yeah, Shafi gives a lot of C-section vibes. You know? My mom told me the story of how I was a C-section. You know, she was like, when I went into labor, you pushed for an hour and then you gave up, so the doctor had to come get you. She blamed it on me. Like I was doing the pushing. Like I was in there solving for escape room. Like the hour's up. Someone's gonna come get me. Right? That was my first escape room, my mother's womb. That's what I did. But I think she got the C-section because my mother snitched on me, you know? And snitches get stitches. That's the stupidest joke I've ever read. That one is for me. That one is for me. You know, the others are for you guys, but that one was for me. I have anxiety. I went to a therapist for that. I want to go to a therapist for the longest time because I couldn't find like a South Asian therapist. You know, they don't really go into that field. Those are my South Asian please. My friend told me that he does have a brown guy he calls and tells him all his problems. I called the number. It was Verizon call center. You know, that's not. He's like, well, how can I help you? I'm like, my dad hasn't said I love you. Can you help? South Asian dad, they don't really say I love you, but I know they feel it. You know, they do so much. I understand that. You know, brown kids never heard I love you from their dads. You know, but like my dad, you can look this up. My dad in Bangladesh, he used to be like a actor. He's an actor in Bangladesh. You know, so I got to see my dad say I love you. To his TV sons. My dad is a sweet guy. He's a practicing Muslim, you know. His favorite pastime is watching YouTube videos of white Christians converting to Islam. He loves it. Every time he finds a new video, he'll send to the family group chat with a caption that just says, "We saved another one." Every time he does this. It's really funny. My mom, she will like pray when she's sick. She'll pray to God when she's sick, but she'll also take her medicine, you know. I was like, Mom, if you believe the prayer's gonna work, why do you also take NyQuil? And she was like, I don't want to put too much pressure on God. That's what she said. God's out there overwhelmed. I'm like, take something. I have too many patients. What are you doing? I grew up Muslim. I feel like I was in an Uber the other day with a girl, and my Uber driver was Muslim, and I felt self-conscious. You know, I've never felt that way before, you know? Like, I wanted to be a good boy for him. You know? My girlfriend was, like, trying to hold my hand, and I was like, not right now. She's like, why not? I'm like, Muhammad is watching. What are you doing? Not right now. It's like, do you know him? Like, I don't, but I think he's gonna tell my dad about this. I'm pretty sure. So he knows your dad in Bangladesh. I'm like, he'll figure it out, right? If it was like a white Uber driver, I would be like, let's do a threesome. I don't think they care. I don't think they have a problem with that at all. My mom really worries about me. Like she lives in Bangladesh still, and like she will like look up the news every other day and call me up, panicked. You know, Shafi, I just saw there was a mass shooting. Are you okay? Every other day, like, oh, there was a mass shooting. Are you okay? I had to look up the definition of what a mass shooting was. I was like, how is there so many? Do you guys know the definition?
More than 4 people.
No, it's 3 people. It's 3 people or more. That's too achievable, right? Like, I'm not saying it's good. I'm saying I need to change the definition for my mom's sake. Like, do you remember the Las Vegas shooting? That was like 200 people. That was a mass. Like, do you think like when that mass shooter meets like a 3-person mass shooter, he kind of looks down on him? You know, if he goes to like him, he's like, I'm also a mass shooter. He's like, barely, dude. Barely. Was that too much for some of you? Yeah. I'm a C-section, baby. I can do that. My God. Clap it up one more time for your band.